Good evening. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the Bigger Picture webinar for the evening of Monday, the 20th of January. Okay, yes. I thought I'd do this a day later, given that we've got the holiday and everything, but inauguration has happened. Market response has been muted, went up a little, then spiked down about 75 handles, got down to the monthly pivot at 5993. And then has recovered from there so far. If we didn't already have a sell signal, I would note, on ES, then we would have another one which would have fixed here, which would have been a nice one. I am wondering if we're going to see a bit more downside before we go up again. All right, NQ. No current negative divergence on this. Plenty of opportunity. Obviously, we've made the IHS target and long since, and we're trying to recover back over the monthly pivot with some success. Looking at RTY, no negative divergence here either. Had a bit of a spike down, but held the week to pivot okay. Trying to recover back over the monthly pivot, currently below it. The monthly pivot, of course, is a double bottom resistance, asymmetric. So if we see a sustained break up over it, then that could go considerably higher. Equally, failing here would look bad. YM, again, we've got another double bottom here, better than the one on RTY. And a breakup looks, in effect, for a retest of the high. Again, we got a weak 60-minute sell signal fix, but actually it's a full 60-minute sell signal because this, which is obviously was after the initial sell signal, would have been a full 60-minute sell signal. Okay, DAX got a 60-minute sell signal fixed here too. Last one failed. Wondering about that, and we've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed on ESTX as well. So that means that basically 4 out of 6 of these, although only 2 of the 4 American ones have got open 60-minute sell signals. Wouldn't take a lot for some of these to start making target, but I am thinking we might see some retracement on the back of that. All right, let's have a look at the RTH charts now. Nice breakup, some way short of the daily upper band, but this is a nice breakup from the daily middle band, and I'm expecting it to continue, although I am wondering about a possible backtest at the daily middle band. In terms of this, we haven't failed the IHS yet. We need to get up to 604,975, but at the moment I'm interpreting this as a bull flag that is breaking up. And I'm liking it. We made the initial IHS target very nicely. Nothing really suggesting strongly this is about to turn down. We'll see. All right, on the Qs. Made it struggle slightly harder to get back over the daily middle band, but has made it with confidence. This looks like a bull flag which has broken up. The option really was that this was a bull flag that had broken down, get that 30% of the time, but this is looking like a bullish underthrow and a breakup, so this has got a target back at 538.28. Again, we got a bit of negative divergence on the 15-minute, but really this is a series of nice breaks up, which I generally expect to follow through. Dia has reached the daily upper band. On the 60-minute chart, this looks like, again, a flag, and again, it looks like a double bottom, which has broken up. That's looking pretty good. It's a bit of divergence on the 15-minute, but that's looking pretty good to the upside. All right, let's have a look at IWM. And on IWM, nice break up over what was a pretty large flag. That doesn't necessarily have to make it all the way back to the high, but I think it might. We've got the RSI 5 buy signal, which has made target now, and we've still got a weak RSI 14 buy signal. Hang on, let's just check that. Sorry, let's just check that on Dia. Dia had a weak RSI 14 buy signal fixed too. That again is looking good. All right, looking at the hourly chart, we've got an RSI 5 sell signal fix. We haven't actually made it to this flag resistance, although I think the larger one was valid, and I'm liking it. This is the bigger picture one. It's so I'm treating this as having broken up. I'll just put in an alternate view there, and we've got a nice looking either an asymmetric double bottom, or this could be second touch to making the head on an inverted head and shoulders. See a decent retrace here, and we could, given the divergence we've got here, then actually we could form an IHS here, which would be stronger than this double bottom, although the double bottom on Dow is really pretty good. Looking at DAX, going higher. Well over, it's holding at the moment the daily upper band as support. Nikkei still can't catch a bit. So I'm really losing hope that this is going to retest this high here at 42.4k. Okay, let's have a look at the DX chart. Now, DX, we've reached a possible neckline here, and I'm wondering whether we might be forming a head and shoulders. This is obviously a major point of failure. This isn't a big pattern, because there could just be a flag forming or a retracement, but I'm not surprised to see some downside here, and I do have a daily sell signal fix. On ZB, nice looking rally up here. I'm thinking this rally may fail soon. Well, let's go and have a look at the reason for that at the bigger picture charts. Okay, US dollar. On DX, we've got an RSI 5 sell signal fix, possible RSI 14 sell signal brewing. On US dollar, it's exactly the same, and I'm leaning towards seeing more downside. But I would note that we've pretty much made it to rising support, and so far it's holding. That needs to go down, and it needs to break. But obviously the divergence is suggesting lower. On TNX, on the daily chart, no current divergence. Nice rejection off this high though, so and that's what's given us this rally on ZB. Do we have a strong target back at 49.97? Yes, we do, and it's a pretty solid looking target. Now hang on, I just want to examine one possible alternative here. Let's have a look. All right, we've got a nice rising wedge here. We could be heading back towards wedge support, which I've got in about the 43.75 area. But hang on, just bear with me a moment. I'm just going to try out a couple of trend lines. I've just seen something that might possibly be interesting, and change things rather. I'm just seeing whether there's a possible channel here. I really don't think there is, and there isn't. All right, good. It's so just a little concerned because if we'd had a channel formed here, then of course it could come down, do another leg, and then go back and retest the high. But I think this is just a pullback before we go up and retest the high. We could make this trend line here, as I pointed out. All right, great. Let's have a look at oil. Okay, CL. We've been seeing a retracement here. I've got a pretty nice looking rising megaphone here. I'm wondering whether it's going to make it back to megaphone support. I've got that in about the 75.4 area at the moment. And obviously this is a bearish leaning pattern if it continues to form. So sooner or later you'd expect this to break down and at least retrace. Looking at NG, seeing a bit of a retrace here, wondering if it might reach the rising support trend line, but we don't have the same sort of decent pattern here. We almost did. Had it gone up a little higher, but it didn't. So I've got no corresponding trend line. So we won't necessarily reach this this target here. We'll see. All right, let's have a look at those on the bigger picture charts. All right, pause for a moment. Apologies, I'm just having a bit of difficulty with my chart platform, so I'm just pausing it while I resolve that. All right, well, it doesn't seem to be affecting the charts so far. That might cause a problem potentially. All right, let's have a look at natural gas and CL. CL first, we've got a weak RSI 14 sell signal fixed. We've got a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing. We've obviously got up into a significant resistance area up here. I'm thinking this might be about to reverse back down. Or at least give us a decent retracement. So I'm watching for that form. We have broken over this declining resistance trend line. I'm keeping an open mind, but we have got a decent resistance area here, and we have got some negative divergence, so I'm respecting that. We will see how that develops. I haven't got the daily RSI 14 sell signal on the RTH charts. All right, NG, no current divergence, and if we were going to get any, we would have to retest the high, of course. Looking at natural gas on the index chart, or at least on the continuous growth contract, we've got a possible weak RSI 14 sell signal brewing, but that hasn't fixed yet. Nothing on the RSI 5. I'm wondering whether we might be heading back towards this rising support, which is currently in the 3.6 area. All right, let's have a look at GC. GC is consolidating, looks like a bull flag at the moment. Obviously, the dollar's declining at the moment, so this is prime time for GC to go up. But if dollar sees a bit of a bounce here, that might continue to form a bull flag for the moment. SI, it made the double bottom target nicely, kind of just kicked around since then. But I'm thinking if gold goes up decently, it's likely to carry silver with it. HG has been seeing a bit of a retrace here, but this was seeing a significant move higher. So at the moment, there's nothing really to be concerned about on the bear side. We've got a possible weak 600 buy signal brewing, and we're coming into this possible neckline and established support area in the 4.275 area. So we will see how that develops. All right, let's have a look at the metals charts on GC. No current negative divergence, and I've got it having broken up from a triangle, and this is a bullish triangle with a target and a retest of the all-time high at 28.2630. I'm liking the odds of getting there. So no divergence on the continuous contract. We'll see, but it's looking good to the upside in my view. Silver hasn't broken over this declining resistance trend line, and I'd like to see it do that soon. No current negative divergence either. On SI, similar picture, except that we're actually hitting the resistance trend line there. But I would always take the continuous contract over the other for just the long-term charting prospects. So, but I'd like to see both of them break over. We'll see whether they can. On palladium, we've got a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing. Sorry, I've notched it as 14. We've got a double bottom breaking up towards 1020. I have to say this has been an uncertain rise so far. No divergence on platinum. We've seen a better break here with a break up and a back test. Could well be about to start another leg up. This could be, if you squint slightly, yeah, this would be a valid inverted head and shoulder pattern with the target back at a retest of 1073. It may be about to head there. On HG, no current negative divergence. We would need to retest the high to do that. We've got an open double bottom, of course, with a target up in the 4.6 and 4.675 areas. We'll see how that goes. That's on HG. On copper index, again, no negative divergence. We're coming up into a resistance area here. This is arguably a double bottom that's broken up, and I don't think it's a flag here. So really, I'm thinking consolidation here, and then probably head up into about the 4.6 area. Looking at GDX, break up over resistance. GDXJ hasn't quite made it there yet. No current negative divergence at the moment. These could be bear flags, or they could be heading up towards, let's say, on GDXJ 3872, where I've got a nice looking potential inverted head and shoulder neckline. And GDXJ needs to get over this trendline resistance really to confirm to the upside. All right, let's have a look at we're seeing a lot of turbulence on the currencies here. I would note we've got a potential double bottom here on the euro, but we're getting mixed signals. 6-minute sell signal fixed on GBP and a lovely bear flag. That's really leaning in the opposite direction. We've got a bearish setup here on USD/JPY, which of course this tends to go up with the US dollar. So we're getting mixed signals here. I'm not quite sure what it means. We're getting a lot of signals. But not all in one direction. All right, KC. I think on the balance, I would suggest that we're probably going to see the dollar go down, but it could well see it bounce first. On KC, we've still got a bull flag. It's still broken up, and it's still not really making any progress towards the target. On sugar, wondering if this might extend lower. It's consolidating at the moment, and we've reached another big support area on the daily chart. But I would note on this move down, of course, I mentioned that we'd broken these buy signals on sugar and opened up further downside, and we don't have any further buy signals there. Right, on cocoa, this was a rather neat triangle, which became a rather messy triangle, but it still looks like a bullish consolidation. It's trying to break up over monthly pivot, and if it does that, I think it's got a decent shot to retest this high here in the 12,950 area. On wheat, still got a nice looking double bottom and a smaller double bottom within it, which is broken up but isn't really doing anything so far. Corn is doing very well to the upside, so wheat really has just been sitting on the sidelines while corn has been heading up at some speed. Corn's gone up from 430 to almost 490 now. Pretty good going. Wheat normally would have done something while that happened, and soy certainly has. But we will see. It's wheat really looks just welded to the ground at the moment. On CT, nice looking potential double bottom. It hasn't broken up yet, but if it does, that would give us a shot at the monthly pivot at 69.31. Lumber, Really not sure what's happening here. Don't really have a good pattern set up, but we're above the weekly pivot and monthly pivot double support at the moment. As long as that remains the case, this could have a shot at a retest of this high here, but there's nothing really obviously forming here at the moment. Live cattle, holding this support trend line at the moment. Looks like a bull flag forming. Lean hogs, nice break back below weekly pivot and monthly pivot. That was unexpected, actually. So I'm wondering if this is just a 50 back. Continues much lower, and I'll be wondering about a retest of this low. But that certainly wouldn't be to make the second low of a double bottom, and I'm liking the upside more at the moment. All right, looking on the bigger picture, KC, we've still got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed. This might be why it's struggling to go up, possibly. But certainly we've got a nice flag wedge here, which is broken up, which I was kind of expecting to have made target by now. SB, you can see the buy signals which failed. No current divergence at the moment, but you can see equally we're back in a fairly serious support area. So we'll see how that develops. On cocoa, wondering, slight break up, wondering about a retest of the high here at 12,931. On wheat, we've got an RSI 14 buy signal fixed and nice looking potential lower bottom. We'll see how it goes. On corn, bit of negative divergence here, but I think given we might lose that, given that we're up at 490 now overnight. On soy, soy, we've got a little bit, no negative divergence at the moment. Nice break up, possible iron chest neckline here. I'm wondering about a possible reversal to make the right shoulder on an inverted head and shoulders. On cotton, we've got a possible RSI 14 buy signal brewing, we've got a weak RSI 5 buy signal fixed, and we've got this nice looking little double bottom that I was talking about that would get us back up into declining resistance in about the 69 area. I am liking the look of that. So I'm thinking that's probably going to make that. So we'll see how that goes. Just going back to that cotton one, because that's actually a pretty nice looking setup. The sustained break up over 68 would be looking for about the 69.45 area. Basically a test of the monthly pivot. I'm really liking the odds of that doing that, and we'll see whether we can get over the monthly pivot there. I've been kind of waiting for a larger rally on cotton here. This could be the start of it, so we shall see. All right, great. In that case, that's a wrap, guys, and I will catch you again on Wednesday night.